What equipment do you fly with? What tools do you carry? What about safety equipment? Keep watching and you might just learn something that could save your life. I'm not going to cover flight instruments today, that'll be the next video. Today I want to talk about the stuff that I carry when I fly. Comment below if you've got your own ideas. 1. Landing out. What if you run out of fuel, your engine dies, or something else spooks you? You might have to land quickly, hopefully you've not injured yourself. But what then? Ideally you want to be able to fix whatever's wrong, get back in the air and get home. So we'll talk about the tools and spares I carry to help that happen. 2. Getting home. Maybe you landed out because of the weather and you don't want to get up in the air again. Or maybe you just couldn't fix whatever's wrong. So you're not injured, you've landed, but where are you? Is there a mobile signal? Do you have a mobile phone? How are you going to get home? So there's a few things I can suggest you add to your checklist there. 3. Worst case. You've actually had an accident, you're injured. Maybe it's a bad landing or something happened, but you're injured, you can't walk, you need emergency help. Do you know what to do? I'm going to talk about that bit quite a bit. Fingers crossed you'll never need it, but if you do, you'll be really glad you're prepared. Some stuff, like a broken prop, are not going to be fixable if you land out, but if you carry a few things in a bag, some things will be. Being able to make a temporary repair and get yourself home could save you a hell of a lot of hassle. So let's have a look at the sort of things that I take with me. Everything I need is in this little bag here. With these items, it's amazing how many things you can fix. Maybe you've damaged your cage, maybe you've damaged your netting, maybe your spark plug's fallen off and you need to tie wrap it back on. Tie wraps, a couple of elastic bands and some tape will fix a significant number of things that cause you to land out. These are by far the most used items in my toolbox. No surprises here. A little multi-tool, set of pliers, a blade, a couple of screwdrivers. It'll get you out of a lot of situations. At least let you maybe botch something together and get you back in the air. Sockets and a wrench. Bolts can get loose. Hopefully you check these things regularly, but you know, they can still get loose in flight. And if your head bolts get loose enough, maybe the air gets in, your engine starts running badly, that could be the reason that you've landed out. Don't take a full socket setup with you, just work out what size of nuts that you need to be able to tighten and bring the sockets for them. Most paramotors have a bunch of stuff that uses Allen keys. For mine, it's things like the prop bolts, the swing arm bolts and other things like that. Probably not likely that that's the reason you landed out, but the swing arm bolts, for example, might be. So cheap little multi-Allen key like this is a great thing to keep in your toolbox. After the cable ties, this is my most used item. If only because if you do land out and your engine stops, assuming you've not run out of fuel, one of the first things you're going to check is it my spark plug? So being able to get your old spark plug out and check it is important, and having a spark plug that you can replace it with is also a good idea. For the replacement spark plug, make sure you've gapped it correctly beforehand, and ideally stuck it in your paramotor and check it works. And then you know that you've got a reliable spark plug that you can pop in there and see if that fixes the problem. Is a set of vice grips a mandatory tool? I don't know, probably not. But a bit like cable ties, I just find them quite versatile. There's a bunch of stuff you can fix here with this. If you've bent your cage or something like that in landing and you don't feel it's safe before you to fly back like that, you can maybe just use this to make a temporary repair and get back in the air. Last but not least, if it can't be fixed or the weather's stopping you flying home, how are you getting home? I always carry 40 quid with me in my flying trousers, and that way I know I'll never forget it. Maybe that's for paying some good Samaritan that gives me a lift, or maybe it's for calling a taxi and getting me home. Have you got your mobile phone with you? Is it charged? If it's not charged, it's about as much use as a chocolate fireguard. Make sure it's charged before you fly, and you can call your taxi or your friends and family to get you out of this landing out situation. Okay, it happened, you've had an accident. I've seen serious accidents in takeoff and landing. They're by far the most common, but they can happen in air as well. If you're too injured to walk, have you thought about how you're going to get help? A bit of planning here can make a difference between life and death. So by far the most important single bit of safety equipment you can carry with you is your reserve, right? Hopefully you fly with one and you get it repacked regularly. Other than that, it's your mobile phone. Make sure it's charged before you fly, and make sure you keep it somewhere that it's unlikely to get damaged by accident or in an accident. So I keep mine usually in my chest pocket below lots of layers of other clothes, so it's unlikely to get some sharp impact that could break it. But assuming you have a mobile, what then? You're going to need help from the emergency services, right? So in the UK, that means calling 999. Internationally, it means calling 112. But of course, make sure you know the number in your own country. But I want to talk quickly about a few things that you may not know about emergency calls, how they work on your mobile phone, and also a text service that just might save your life. Mobile phones are locked to your home network in your own country, right? So if you're on Vodafone and there's no Vodafone signal, you can't make calls. And the same goes for every other carrier, certainly in the UK and I believe most networks throughout the world. Well, right and wrong. You may have noticed that when you make an emergency call on your mobile phone, you can do that even when the screen's locked. And that's kind of hinting that your mobile phone treats emergency calls a little bit differently. So when you make a call on your mobile to an emergency call number, 999 in the UK, if you've got a signal on your network, Vodafone say in this example, it'll make the call as normal. However, what if there's no signal? What if your phone is showing the no signal icon? What then? Well then, your mobile starts doing something that it never usually does. Irrespective of whether your phone's locked to a network by some contract or not, doesn't matter. It looks for any mobile signal it can find on any network. So if you're on Vodafone and there's no signal, it'll look for any other network it can find. If it finds a signal in EE, it'll use that and it'll make the call and connect you to the emergency services. It'll also boost its transmission power to the highest that it can to make sure that it's got the maximum chance of finding a signal anywhere. So what this means, in the UK at least, is there's a bloody good chance that you can reach the emergency services even if your phone's telling you that there's no signal. If you didn't know this before the video, I'm hoping this is the most important thing you'll take away. Always try and use 999. There's a good chance you'll get through. You've got through to emergency services. Bear in mind they need to know 3 things from you. They need to know which service you want, in our case it's probably an ambulance. What's happened, right? You broke your legs. Where are you? Not so easy that one, is it? Chances are it's not going to be, I'm on the corner of First and Wildebeest or something. More likely it's going to be, I'm in a field next to another field. I can see some trees. I think I'm west of Ipswich somewhere. That's not really going to cut it. Sure, you could have an app on your phone that gives you coordinates and you could start to try and work out what the coordinates are and give them to the caller. But there's a much, much easier way to do it. You might have heard of it recently. They've done a lot of advertising and publicity, certainly in the UK. It's supported by the UK emergency services. They all know about it. But please check your own country to see if it's supported in your own country. It's called What 3 Words? And you can find the link in the description. So What 3 Words is a free app for your mobile phone. It doesn't need a network connection at all. All it needs is a GPS signal to work. And its purpose is to translate your location on Earth into 3 words. I know that sounds kind of weird. Well, it is. But just go to the website and have a click around the map and you'll start to see how it works. The benefit is that you can very easily and very quickly tell someone else your exact position, and in this case the emergency services, with just 3 words.
Emergency services, what service do you require?
Ambulance.
Where are you, caller?
Fish, tree, banana.
You're using what 3 words? Hold on, sir. We have you in a field west of Ipswich. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Help will be there soon.
Thank you. The app is free to download. There's no permissions required other than location. There's no sign-up process. There's no ads all over it. It's just a really useful tool that if you download, now you've got there. Hopefully you'll never need it, but if the shit hits the fan, you've got a really easy way of telling someone where you are. Okay, but wait, there's more. What if there's still not enough signal to make a voice call? You just can't get that call to connect. Well, there still might be enough signal to get a text through. Maybe you can hold your phone above the head and move it around a bit. All your phone needs is about 5 seconds of a signal, a tiny little bit of signal to get that text through. It'd be pretty cool if you could just text 99 in that situation. Well, you can, right? But you need to register first. You can go to www.emergencysms.net and you can read up yourself on how to do this, but it's really, really simple. So I'm just going to walk you through it just now, and maybe some of you will just do it now and then it's done. So number one, all you need to do is text the string register to 999 from the mobile phone that you want to register. You'll get a response back which has got a bunch of text telling you what you're doing, what you're registering for. If you're happy, text another text back to 999 saying the string yes. After that, you're done. If you want to make sure that you're registered, text the word register to 999 again and you'll get a text back telling you that you're already registered. That's it. Now, if you're in that situation, which could be pretty serious, you've got a way of texting 999. So if you need to send a text, you're going to send the same 3 pieces of information. Which service do you require? What's wrong? Where are you? Again, this is where What 3 Words helps. If you load up the What's 3 Words app, it will tell you your location, it will copy that, and you can just paste that straight into a text. So a standard text that you might want to send might look like what's appearing on the screen now. It's telling me that I want the ambulance, I broke my legs, and I'm at smooth pencil inclines. Amazingly enough, with that small amount of information, the emergency services will know exactly where you are on Earth and can send someone. So the last 2 bits of safety equipment I'm going to show you that I carry probably won't be needed by most of you. Sometimes I fly in really remote places up in the Highlands of Scotland and there is no mobile signal. No mobile signal at all on any network, not even enough to send a text. It's quite often the case in hilly, mountainous regions. If you land out in a valley and you're surrounded by mountains and the nearest town's 20 miles away, the chances are you're not going to have any mobile signal at all. So if the worst happens and you need the emergency services, in that situation, what are you going to do? That's why I carry this with me. It's a PLB, a personal location beacon. They're about £200, and until relatively recently, us, Joe Public, couldn't buy them. They were only used for marine use on boats and things. But they changed the law and now walkers and recreational flyers like us can use them. What they are is a GPS unit and also a transmitter. So it's nothing to do with mobile phones. It transmits a signal on 2 frequencies to satellites, and those satellites are monitored by emergency services throughout the world. So this is a serious bit of kit. You need to register it with the authorities. When you activate this, you pull the top off, you pull the cable out, it will start to transmit your exact location on Earth to those satellites, which are then relayed to the emergency services in your country. In the UK, what that means is chances are it'll be somebody, if it is in the Highlands, it'll be Mountain Rescue or an RAF Sea King helicopter or something like that will come out and help you. So it's an absolute last resort. It's going to be a serious response, but if you're injured and you can't walk and you're on the side of a mountain, this is the way that you might survive. The only other thing I carry is this. It's a little foil blanket for the same reason. If I do land out in the middle of nowhere and I'm waiting for services, maybe the weather's changed. In Scotland that can happen in minutes, and you don't want to die of exposure on the side of a mountain. So I hope some of that information has been useful today. I mean, some of it was just about tools and things like that, and certainly I'm interested in what your comments are. If I missed some tools, do you need different tools for your paramotor? But really, the emergency services stuff is the stuff that I hope you've taken something away from. It might be that you knew all this before. I've only known it for about 3 or 4 years, so I don't know if it's that common knowledge. And it's the sort of thing, as I say, that really could save your life, so hopefully it's been useful to you. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about flight instruments. So what I actually fly with, how do I know what height I'm at and what speed I'm going and stuff like that. But for now, that's it. As always, if you like this video, please consider subscribing, clicking the wee bell icon, share it on Facebook or whatever your forums you're on, yeah, like.